Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another project. Welcome back to the African Print channel. So today I'm just going to be sharing with you guys how I made this simple African print dress with these cute sleeves. And we're not going to be using a pattern for this project. So without wasting time, let's get straight into the video. So this is my fabric. So I didn't use a pattern, but I used a dress. This is my dress. It's just a simple dress. It doesn't have a lot of darts and all those kind of things. And you make sure that you get a dress that fits you very well. And then I just laid it onto my fabric and then I cut the shape out of the dress. So after cutting out the dress, so you notice that it is a panel of a different fabric on the bottom. So that is what I was preparing there. And I just basically start to fold it on the edges. I fold it only once, fold it over only once, and then I iron. So I made two of these panels for the front and the back. Then afterwards I just went ahead and then I insert my fabric pieces inside that fabric panel, and then I just go ahead and then I sew it down. Then I measured the shoulder length and then I just marked it down, and then I also measured the part from the neck down to the neckline, and then I folded my fabric piece, the front part of the fabric, and then I marked that. Then I took my curved ruler, then I just drew the shape of the neckline, and then I just went ahead and then I cut it out with my scissors. So that is my front piece, and then that is the back piece. So those are the pieces for the interfacing of the neckline, and then I ironed on some interfacing. Then I folded in the edges, which I went ahead and just sewed on the sewing machine before attaching them onto the neckline of the dress. So to attach the neckline, I just took my facing piece and then I laid it onto the fabric, right sides facing each other, and then I pinned it down. Then I also attached the back piece. As you can see. And then after that I just trimmed the excess, and then I went ahead and I sewed the facings on to the neckline on the sewing machine. So afterwards I did some of these notches to just make sure that when I turn it inside out I'll have smooth edges. Then I went ahead and I started turning it inside out using an iron as well to just press it down and make sure that it stays flat.
You say those things, then shut me out.
Then I did the same thing also for the back piece. Then after that I took my two pieces of the fabric, then I laid them down and then I went ahead and I sewed the top part of these shoulders. And so to make my sleeves, I took the same dress, and then I took an A4 paper, and then I laid my sleeve on top of the paper, and then I used a tracing wheel to trace out the shape of the sleeve, which I went ahead and drew out with a marking pen. And then I measured like how long I wanted my sleeve to be, and then I just cut off the excess. Then I used this pattern sleeve to cut out my sleeves. So there are my two sleeves all cut out. Then after that, I took this about 2-inch wide strip of fabric, which was the same length as the length of the sleeve, as the width of the sleeve. And then I basically just started folding in the edges inwards. Then so to make the main part of the sleeve, the ruffled, which I'm going to ruffle up, I took about 28 by 10 inches piece of fabric, and then I folded in the edges, and I fold these edges 2 times because I'm going to sort of hem them. Then I marked about 1 inch from one end. And then I basically just took my ruler, and then I drew 2 lines on the top of the ruler and at the bottom of the ruler. So this is where I'm going to do this gathering stitch. And at that point my sewing machine was on a tension of 1 because I'm going to use those 2 lines to make the ruffles. And then I just started gathering it after sewing. Then after you make sure that when you gather it to the size of the width of the sleeve. Then I placed it on top of my sleeve and make sure that it sits nicely. Then I now take that 2-inch wide strip of fabric, and then I place it on top of the sleeve, and then I now pin together the 3 layers of the fabric: the sleeve, the pink fabric, that one with the ruffles, and also the strip. Then I make sure that everything is pinned together. So there's my other sleeve again, prepared the same way. Then I just went ahead and I sewed that on the sewing machine. So with my sleeve done, the next step is to now fold over the sleeve and then sew the 2 edges together. Then after sewing, I turned it inside out, and there's my other sleeve as well, turned inside out. Then now, to attach the sleeve to the dress, first I had to sew the sides together. Then I was just pinning the two pieces of the dress together. So after inserting the sleeve, the dress, at this point the dress is completely done. So I did go back and I reopened the side seams to insert my pockets. You can insert pockets if you want. A simple way to make a dress. It's a very simple pattern, but you will need to have a dress to use as a pattern. And that is the end of the video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you stopping by.